Hi Capricorn, welcome to September 2018. Now, September is a time for you to take your show on the road, show the world your capabilities. That's because your ruling planet, Saturn, moves direct on September 6th. Yay! This is good news. He has been retrograde since April 17th. So now is the time to take action. September, October, and so on, these are action months. We're now out of the summer of retrogrades. And you want to apply everything you've learned since Saturn has been retrograde this year. What have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about your work? What have you learned about your relationships, your life, where you're going, what you want to accomplish? Now is the time to show the world what you can do. And there's a lot of power here for you this month. Mercury, the messenger, enters Virgo on the 5th. And right as he goes in, he forms a grand Earth trine to Saturn in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus. This is good news because this is manifestation. This is prosperity. This is opportunity. Now is the time to sign a contract, get a new deal, start a new job, whatever you've been wanting to do. It's showtime. It's like you've been waiting for months. You've been behind the scenes and waiting, and now the curtain lifts here in September. The spotlight is on you. We're all sitting in the audience going, okay, Capricorn, show me what you can do. Show me what you are about. And you want to just go for it. Now, Venus enters Scorpio on the 9th. And then you have like all of this drama going on because Venus enters Scorpio and she forms a T-square here with Uranus in Taurus to Mars in late Capricorn, and then Mars moves into Aquarius, and this energy is on September 8th through the 18th. So for some of you, you could be feeling that a friendship has now turned into something more. Venus and Mars, when they challenge each other like this, it creates a lot of sexual chemistry. And you may find that your libido is sizzling here in September as well, because when it rains, it pours. And it hasn't been raining here much in Boston, but right now it's pouring outside. So when it rains, it pours. And so you've got all this going on in your work, and things are moving forward, and now your personal life is also catching fire. And the libido is sizzling here. So for some of you, you could be, in this new relationship, or you could be, really attracted to a friend or someone you work with, and it's, getting pretty hot and heavy. It's that kind of thing when we look on and we go, get a room. When you see two people like they can't keep their hands off each other, So there could be some of that happening here. And it's fun and it's exciting. Now, one thing we want to watch out for when we have this much attraction to someone or something, and for those of you that, are not interested in relationship, it's kind of hard to find that on YouTube because most of these are centered on relationships. I like to do a balance of work, life, spirituality, and love. And, it could be an opportunity for you. It could be some sort of business opportunity or financial opportunity, partnership, business partnership. And it can be really exciting. When Uranus is involved, things come in really fast and unexpectedly. Even though we have our intuitive antenna up, feeling like, there could be something coming in. You think it's coming in over here and it comes in over here, or it comes in a way you didn't expect it. And that's Uranus. Surprise! I like to surprise you. It is in harmonious energy flow with any planets you have in Capricorn because it's in your sister sign, Taurus. So it's going to be very favorable for you over these next 7 years. It's going to dip back into Aries just a bit for a couple of months, and then it's right back into Taurus for the next 7 years. So, and in Taurus, your sister sign, it's only going to pour positive energy into your life. So the new opportunities you're going to like. You're going to like the changes that are happening for you. Very positive for the Capricorns. So if it's not a love energy in here for you, it could be a business energy that happens for you in September. What you want to watch out for is if it's, all hype and no meat, where it's superficial, but it isn't substantial. It isn't real. So we want to be aware of that too, because we can get really excited when these energies line up like this. They create a lot of chemistry, a lot of excitement, but it could be where they're over-promising you something, and it's not what we thought it was. And so hang loose, but because by the time you get to the Aries full moon on the 24th and the 25th, you'll know what's real and what's not real. What's worth your time and energy and what is a distraction. And so, and that goes for relationship too, because you could meet someone and it could be really exciting, or this person and it's like, the two of you are just like whoa, instant attraction. This creates instant attraction. But then you could come to find out, they're still married, or their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, they're still hanging out with, or they're married to their work, they're really not available, so, T-squares can create triangles, so just be aware of that if something comes in and it's really exciting and it's grabbing your attention and your emotions are getting really revved up, step back and don't commit yourself until the end of the month by the Aries full moon, because then you'll know what's true and what is an illusion. And it's interesting because as Venus goes into Scorpio, the next event is the Virgo new moon. Now this is an awesome new moon. And for you, it brings the action to higher learning, higher education, online learning, long distance travel. This is a wonderful time for you to travel, take your show on the road. It is in harmonious energy flow with Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a really good moon for the Capricorns because it's in positive energy flow with your planets in Capricorn, uplifting you, inspiring you, encouraging you. And it's in a wonderful place for you to see, for some of you, take a class or take a program that you can get certified in so that it will add to your resume. And it's also a wonderful time to be out there teaching what you know, teaching anything that you want to expand your base and your reach in the world. You always want to launch something new right after a new moon, 24 hours after a new moon, 48 hours after a new moon, and before a full moon. Because when the moon is waxing, gaining in light, that means whatever you're launching will gain in light, take on a life of its own, and become bigger and bigger and grow and grow. So I love the Virgo new moon for starting something new, launching something new, a new job, a new promotion, a new business, a new project, a new channel, a new website, a new blog, a new product or service, music, art, whatever it is your passion is about. This is a wonderful time to be expanding what you're doing, moving up in what you're doing, because the next new moon is going to be in October, and that's going to be in the area of your profession and destiny in the world. The Virgo new moon is saying, take your show on the road, expand, and move it forward so that next month you can really capitalize on your growth and business opportunities and relationship opportunities, because it's also the area of changing your status in the world. You know, for some that can be getting married. And that's always exciting too. Now I really do like this Virgo new moon, and you know, with the Mercury ruling that moon, the new moon, and a grand Earth trine with Saturn in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus, fantastic for manifesting, creating, building. And now Neptune is opposing this new moon, which on the one hand it can be incredibly creative and dreamy, you know, and so we want to balance the dreamy fantasy with the practical, because here's another energy where we could be like, oh, I'm madly in love, you know, and then we find out we're kissing the donkey. You know what I mean? Like we're under a spell, because the way these transits are moving, especially the Neptune one, it casts spells, and we fall in love with the frog, and we keep kissing that frog, and we say, hey, what do you think of my prince? And we're all looking and going, does she know it's a frog? So be aware, you know, and the same with the business deal too. You know, something comes in, it's like, wow, this is going to be incredibly, you know, awesome and lucrative. And then you come to find out it's a real dog. You know, it's just a dog. It is not something awesome. So hang loose. Now, another interesting energy in here too is Jupiter is sextile the Virgo new moon, and he's sextile Pluto. This is the final Jupiter-Pluto sextile. That's opportunity. That is prosperity. And that is in your money house. The money you make from the business you own, or the money you make from the company you work for. And so Jupiter is empowering the Virgo new moon. And Jupiter is empowering Pluto, who's empowering the Virgo new moon. So, you know, Jupiter's, you know, showering the Virgo new moon, and he's showering Pluto, which for Capricorn is phenomenal. It's absolutely fantastic. This is about making your dreams come true. And I'm talking here September, October, November, and so on. You know, because you guys, you have some massive eclipses coming up here in 2019, 2020. The first eclipse in 2019 is on, I believe, January 5th. And it's a powerhouse of Capricorn planets. And that is big changes on the horizon coming in for you, which is exciting because Saturn is the one that brings us what we want. And he is no nonsense. He is reality. That's why I like him, because if you're in your integrity, you do great. If you're full of baloney, you get the Saturn whack, whack, whack. And we are all under these stars. So no one escapes Saturn. And so if you are doing the work and you are putting in the dues, then you get rewarded with Saturn. But if you're just fooling around, he really brings it to your attention fast. And so this is good, and it's going to be exciting. And I'm getting ready to do the 2019-2020 astrology forecasts coming up here in, I should get to them by October, and you know, have them out in October this year. And so you know, there's big things happening for Capricorns, and it's good because it is about you redefining who you are, what you want in your life, and Saturn is saying, okay, let's lay out the roadmap. You know, what is the end game? What are the action steps you're taking to get to that end game? And let's do it. And, you know, with him moving forward here in September, this is really good news. Now, Mercury enters Libra on the 21st, and then you have the Libra equinox on the 22nd. This is a power day. And equinoxes and solstices are power days. They're so powerful, they shift the energy, they shift everything. And we have happy fall in the northern hemisphere, happy spring in the southern hemisphere, and then we have the Aries full moon on September 24th. Now this is a really interesting moon because you have the moon coupled with Chiron in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. He is the bridge between Saturn, the past, and Uranus, the future. He brings up our pain. And Chiron is a pain. So he's sitting right there in the area of your foundation. And he's opposing the Sun and Mercury in the area of what you do in the world, your destiny in the world, your profession in the world. And Saturn is T-squaring it. So this is where the metal meets the road. So whatever we've been offered with Venus and Mars and Uranus, these first 3 weeks here in September, Saturn's going to show us what's real and what is not. Now, for you, for some of you, you know, you could be feeling tense around this full moon. You may even be feeling cranky. And, you know, I've noticed with myself that I can get cranky because I'm exhausted. And, you know, Sunday I slept from 1 to 4. I slept 3 hours in the afternoon. And I woke up and I felt so much better. And then I went to bed that night at 10 o'clock. I slept till 6:30. And then Monday I got up, I did 5 videos on Monday. I was fantastic. I felt like queen of the world. And so I'm noticing that my cranky is coming from my tired. And so if you're feeling cranky around the Aries full moon, it could be because you're tired, that you've been pushing it too much. And so Saturn likes to show us where we're out of balance. So if we're working too much and we're not taking care of ourselves, or we're not slowing down and getting the rest we need, then the outlook, the attitude can be, wah, I'm cranky. So if that comes up for you at the Aries full moon, take a nap. You know, budget in time for yourself. You know, take time for yourself. It's really important. And, you know, for some of you, if you're doing the false modesty thing, oh, I'm not so great. Yes, you are. This is the time for you to show the world what you can do. So we don't want the modesty, and we certainly don't want false modesty. We want you to get out there and strut yourself. You're being asked to be a leader, and the energy is bringing you front and center. So there's no more waiting. There's no more, waiting, for whatever you've been waiting for. September is a month of action, and October, November, December, and so on. This is a time for you to take action, move things forward, and don't look back. For some of you, you're going to be feeling like you're getting a second chance in here in September. Like, this is your time. This is your time to show the world what you can do. And we're waiting. We want to see it. Absolutely want to see it. So don't hold back. For some of you, at this Aries full moon, if you're not feeling validated or confident, or this could be going on inside of you, or maybe you're not feeling validated by a family member. Again, are you getting enough rest? Have you done your homework? Are your ducks in a row? If you've done your homework and your ducks are in the row, go for it. And remember, if it's not scary, it's not big enough. If it's not scary, you're not doing enough. You want to be feeling scared or anxious about whatever it is you're doing. That means it's important. That means this is the next step. That means you're going for that brass ring. And that's what you want to be doing. You want to be going after what it is you want and not holding back. Now, for those of you, and Pluto goes direct on the 30th. That's right. So now you've got Pluto direct in Capricorn, Saturn direct in Capricorn, Jupiter direct, Venus direct, Mars direct. Mars moved into Aquarius on the 30th. And so all of these planets are saying, take your show on the road, Capricorn. Move it forward. Move it out. No more waiting. It's time for action. And you will be successful. So, for those of you open for love, it's on. It's hot. It is really funny. And so, date, have fun, see where it goes. And, if it's great, it will be great even when, the Aries full moon gets here on the 24th and the 25th. So you'll know by the end of the month if you've got something really awesome, or if it was, sometimes Uranus brings something in really quick and then it goes really quick. You know what I mean? Like, now you see it, now you don't. If it's one of those, you'll be aware of that. For those of you coupled, this could be great for the bedroom. You know what I mean? Like, this energy could be like, hey, let's go, have some fun. And that's always the spice of life, and bringing the spice of life. You definitely want to, be aware of the coupled Cappies, around the Aries full moon, because that full moon can be like a drama, with the moon in Aries and sitting with Chiron. Everybody could be like, my pain, my pain. And that's when we got to laugh at our pain. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, come on, is really, isn't it what you need is just a great night's sleep, or go take a nap, or just go for a drive, or go sit on the beach, go do something that isn't, related to work, and so be aware of what's pushing your buttons at the Aries full moon. And, also, like, your partner may just need your attention, just needs you to listen. That's it, just listen. And that can help with whatever gets stirred up here at this Aries full moon. And so it'll be interesting. It's definitely not going to be a quiet moon, that's for sure. Money looks good. Now you have Venus camped out in your money house with Jupiter, and Mars is back in your personal money house, your earning ability, in Aquarius, moving forward. That's always beneficial. So money is improving, money is increasing here in September, October, and so on. Money looks good. Career looks excellent. Your career is, awesome. And it's time to move whatever you're doing forward. It's time for you to go after what it is you want, to go after new job, new promotion, expansion of business, launching something new. This is the time to do it, to really show what you can do and to lead others. Spiritually, take time for yourself. Take time to rest. Take time to get out into nature. That can always help to ground us and give us a fresh attitude and perspective and shift the energy. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plusing my videos. Capricorn, you're rockin' awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. Capricorn, in September, you're getting a second chance. Go for it.